International notes: Walker, Nunn, Osman, Graham, and the global shift in basketball. Basketball has always been a global game, but in 2025 it feels like the balance of power is shifting in ways that even a decade ago seemed unlikely. NBA players are choosing to play overseas in their prime. The EuroLeague has grown into a league where American stars can both rebrand themselves and compete for championships, and FIBA competitions continue to prove that the United States' dominance is no longer absolute. This week's international stories, featuring Lonnie Walker IV, Kendrick Nunn, Cedi Osman, Devonte Graham, and a shake-up in the FIBA rankings, reflect just how interconnected the basketball world has become. What once felt like two separate universes, the NBA and international basketball, are now part of the same orbit. Lonnie Walker IV, following the Trail Blazers. For Lonnie Walker IV, signing with Maccabi Tel Aviv in August wasn't just a career move, it was a continuation of a journey that's reshaping how American players view overseas opportunities. Walker, who was once a promising young guard for the San Antonio Spurs and later a role player for the Lakers and Sixers, has lived the NBA grind. But he has also tasted the unique flavor of EuroLeague basketball with Žalgiris Kaunas in Lithuania. His decision to embrace Europe didn't happen in isolation. Walker gives credit to a former teammate, Kendrick Nunn. "It all really started because of Kendrick Nunn," Walker said. "He's one of the pioneers of this all, as far as Americans feeling or seeing more comfortably coming over here. He's shown that it's possible." When Walker says pioneer, it's significant. Nunn, undrafted in 2018 but later a breakout player for the Miami Heat, could have stayed chasing fringe NBA contracts. Instead, he embraced the EuroLeague, showing that high-level Americans in their mid-20s could succeed and earn respect overseas. That single act changed perceptions. For years, the EuroLeague was seen as a last resort for players cut from the NBA. Now, players like Nunn, and following him, Walker, are reframing it as a parallel path, one where you can still play against elite talent, compete in packed arenas, and potentially set yourself up for another NBA opportunity. Walker's stint with Žalgiris Kaunas last year gave him that chance, eventually leading to a short-term NBA deal with Philadelphia. And now, with Maccabi, he is both continuing his own journey and mentoring others who may follow. "It's kind of just a domino effect," Walker said. "I came next up in line. Now you have more and more players, as far as Americans coming in now. So, I just try to be my best as far as answering questions the best I can, and making them understand the difference between the NBA and the EuroLeague. The difference is profound. The EuroLeague is less about isolation scoring and more about tactics, execution, and physicality. Defenses are tighter, the spacing is different, and refereeing allows for more contact. Players can't simply coast on athleticism, they have to adapt." For Walker, the adaptation is part of the growth, and by sharing his experience, he hopes to make the path smoother for the next generation. Kendrick Nunn, the unexpected influence. When historians of basketball look back at the mid-2020s, they may point to Kendrick Nunn as one of the quiet trendsetters of globalization. Nunn was a breakout rookie with Miami in 2019-20, averaging 15 points per game and even starting in the NBA Finals. But after injuries and inconsistent roles, he faced a crossroads. Many players in his position would have chased 10-day contracts and end-of-bench NBA spots. Nunn did the opposite. He embraced the EuroLeague, becoming a star with Panathinaikos. In doing so, he sent a signal: Europe isn't just for players at the end of the line. It can be a viable alternative. That message is powerful. It has encouraged others like Walker, and it's part of a broader shift where the EuroLeague is increasingly attractive to players in their prime. The financial incentives are competitive, especially when factoring in tax benefits in some countries, and the basketball environment, with passionate fans, fierce rivalries, and historic clubs, can be even more exhilarating than an NBA regular season. Cedi Osman, resilience in Athens. While Walker and Nunn represent Americans going overseas, Cedi Osman represents the opposite path, a European veteran returning home after years in the NBA. Osman, a Turkish forward with a versatile skill set, was a steady contributor in the NBA for 7 seasons, primarily with Cleveland. Known for his shooting, energy, and adaptability, Osman often filled the role of glue guy, never the star, but always useful. This summer, he joined Panathinaikos, one of Europe's powerhouse clubs, but his Eurobasket campaign nearly derailed his start. He injured his ankle in the quarterfinals against Poland. Remarkably, Osman pushed through the pain, helping Turkey secure a silver medal. His new coach, Ergin Ataman, remains confident he'll be ready for the EuroLeague opener. "I believe Osman will be ready for the EuroLeague opener. He's currently in Athens for treatment. I hope he can join team practices 2 to 3 days before the game. Osman's role with Panathinaikos is expected to be significant. With NBA experience and proven resilience, he brings a stabilizing presence to a team chasing EuroLeague glory. Devonte Graham, a new beginning in Belgrade. Another intriguing story belongs to Devonte Graham, who was once a rising guard for the Charlotte Hornets. Known for his three-point shooting and playmaking, Graham looked poised for a strong NBA career, but inconsistent roles and stints in the G League dimmed his momentum. Now, at 30, Graham is beginning a new chapter with Crvena Zvezda in Serbia. His coach, Ioannis Feropoulos, has high hopes. This is his first season in Europe, first practice in European basketball. He will need time, but he already showcased his quality. He will be one of our main players, and I think he will play like in his best years in NBA. For Graham, it's a chance to reinvent himself. Crvena Zvezda fans are among the most passionate in Europe, and the Belgrade atmosphere is legendary. If Graham thrives, he could follow in the footsteps of other ex-NBA players who rebuilt their reputations in Europe. FIBA rankings, Germany's rise and the global balance. Beyond individual stories, the latest FIBA World Rankings reflect the changing landscape of global basketball. USA remains number 1 after reclaiming Olympic gold in Paris 2024. Germany has climbed to number 2, fresh off a Eurobasket championship. Serbia, France, and Canada complete the top 5. Germany's rise is particularly striking. For decades, they were a respectable but not dominant force, largely tied to the presence of Dirk Nowitzki. But in recent years, the Wagner brothers, Franz and Moritz, Dennis Schroeder, and a deep supporting cast have turned Germany into a true powerhouse. This isn't an isolated event, it's part of a trend. Over the last 10 years, Spain dominated the late 2000s and early 2010s. France has consistently produced NBA-level talent. Canada is experiencing a golden generation led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jamal Murray, and Andrew Wiggins. Serbia continues to ride the brilliance of Nikola Jokic. The fact that Germany is now ranked above Serbia and France shows just how competitive international basketball has become. The bigger picture, a basketball world without borders. All these stories, Walker and Nunn blazing trails, Osman returning home stronger, Graham reinventing himself, Germany shaking up the rankings, tell us one thing: basketball in 2025 is truly global. The NBA is no longer the only destination. The EuroLeague is no longer a fallback league, but a parallel track where players can achieve greatness. FIBA competitions are no longer predictable, the US can't assume gold, and multiple nations are capable of winning major tournaments. For fans, it means the game is richer than ever. The drama is spread across multiple continents, from packed NBA arenas to fiery EuroLeague derbies to international tournaments where underdogs can rise. For players, it means freedom. They can craft careers that span the NBA, Europe, and beyond, without being locked into a single path. And for the sport itself, it means that the future of basketball isn't just American or European, it's truly universal.